And with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine now on the verge of FDA approval, health experts are excited to have a third option.
With a lower efficacy rate, though, some are worried that people won't want that version of the vaccine. But the Kent County Health Department says any COVID vaccine is a great one.
I think it's just important to get a vaccine in your arm, no matter what type it is.
The big message from the Kent County Health Department as another COVID vaccine awaits approval.
I would be equally comfortable with my family getting any of these vaccines.
Mary Wazinski, the department's immunization program supervisor, says while the Johnson & Johnson vaccine hasn't been approved yet, they anticipate people having reservations about its 66% efficacy rate compared to Moderna and Pfizer's 95%.
I do think that this looks like it's not as good a vaccine when you just look at those numbers. But it's important to remember that the studies were not done head to head. They were done in different countries.
Basically, it's not an apples to apples comparison. Instead, she says there's one very important metric to look at.
All three of these vaccines had a very similar profile, which was close to 100%. For preventing severe disease and hospitalizations.
Wazinski says they'll need guidance from the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices for recommended uses. But as with the two vaccines already in circulation, who gets what will be based on venue.
I think when you're looking at vaccine transport, keeping the vaccine viable, that will be more in the decision making versus what people this vaccine should be utilized for.
And if someone makes an appointment, learns they'll get the Johnson & Johnson version and doesn't want it?
That's a personal choice. If you choose not to take that vaccine, then that is your choice. But my message is all three vaccines are important. They all three work.
That means they'll likely forfeit their appointment. And that's not what Wazinski wants.
People have to know that when they make an appointment for a COVID vaccine, it's just that, a COVID vaccine. It's not for a specific brand because I can't promise that in advance.
But no matter what, she's eager to add another weapon in the fight against COVID.
All three of the vaccines prevent, serious disease, hospitalizations. But as a public health tool, getting vaccine in arms will also prevent that virus from mutating and get us much closer to the herd immunity we're all hoping for so we can get our lives back to normal.
And the Johnson & Johnson version only requires a single shot instead of two, and it also doesn't need that ultra cold storage, making it easier to distribute to rural areas and just your regular doctor's office.